Hey everybody, I'm making this snack-sized video to talk to you about the Stop Killing Games movement. In case you've been living under a rock for the last couple of weeks, Stop Killing Games is a pro-consumer effort to answer questions about how legal it is for game publishers to destroy the product after it has already been bought and paid for. The main issue surrounding it is that video games are sold and understood by and large as goods, but in many cases these goods can be bricked and made unplayable as soon as the publisher decides to drop support. There has been tons of games that have died like this. Entire worlds wrought to dust, ones turned to zeros. Thousands of hours of work in texturing, modeling, level design, writing, world building, and more just thrown away entirely because the company selling the game just wanted to make a quick buck. It's modern day book burning, and I will not stand for it. It's no secret that most publishers don't really care about games. They care about their bottom line, and that's nothing unusual. But this practice of selling customers something and then destroying it and making it unusable at a later date just because they said they could in the EULA should be making you raise your eyebrows more than a little bit. EULAs are dog water. Nobody reads that and everyone knows it, and yet it's treated as a get-out-of-jail-free card for any publisher that wants to pull the plug on something that you put money into. The first game that I played to be a direct victim of this crap was The Crew. I played The Crew a bunch in the couple of years after it came out in 2014. Here it is in my Steam library, just sitting unplayable. It was one of the biggest racing game maps I had ever seen, and it was enchanting. Well, imagine my shock when Ubisoft announced they'd be sunsetting it. A predominantly single-player game that doesn't require the player to interface with the other players at all to enjoy it was being destroyed because they had made their money. It didn't matter to them if you could still use what you bought. They already got your cash. The Crew was actually the game with the biggest ripple effect regarding Stop Killing Games early on. I've been following the Stop Killing Games movement since its inception, but being in the United States, I haven't really had much to do because our justice system doesn't favor grassroots movements, or much of anything other than money, to be honest. Well, now that I have a small YouTube channel, this is my best shot to give to the movement. YouTube's audience demographics tells me that only 54% of my audience is in the United States. There are a few of you in the UK, Germany, France, so I'm reaching out to all of you in case you haven't signed yet. The best chance for the Stop Killing Games movement to succeed in its goal of challenging these rotten business practices is the European Citizens Initiative. It's not like the petitions we have in the United States, where they pretty much achieve nothing 99% of the time. If this initiative receives enough signatures, European Parliament will have to examine the concerns raised by the initiative by law. The best case outcome for consumers like you and I is new laws that protect consumer rights to stop games from being destroyed, and maybe even a shattering effect that causes new legislation in other non-EU countries as well. Now, I'm not ignorant. I know I'm not PewDiePie. These are drops in the ocean compared to the muscle that other creators in the space have in terms of influence. And I know there's a lot of audience overlap between me and the other creators talking about this, but if I can get just 10, no, even just 5 legitimate signatures from my European viewers, I'll be able to say that I did what I could for the movement. So please, if you're a fan of mine and your country is in the European Union, then sign the initiative. It's in the description. As of writing, we're looking pretty good in terms of reaching the goal, but there are reports of fraudulent votes that will not be counted in the end. It'll be a lot more comfy with an extra 200,000 or 300,000 signatures on top of the required million. Take 10 minutes of your time and sign the initiative. If for nothing else, then to say that you give a damn, and that you don't like to see virtual worlds and art be destroyed by the publishers. And yeah, I know I'm not beating the "you sound like Ross Scott" allegations anytime soon. I get that comment a lot, and this video isn't gonna help, so I'll clear that up right now. I watched Ross's stuff a ton as a teenager, and his videos are basically how I formed my understanding of what a gaming video script should sound like. I don't do it on purpose, it's just that he's had the biggest influence on my narration style. I'm also influenced a lot by AVGN and G-Man Lives, among others, but those are a little less obvious. Alright, that's all I had to say. I've got more fun videos in the pipeline for this month. Sign the initiative if you're an EU citizen. If you're not, then sit tight. Gaming news is gonna get very interesting in the next couple of years. Okay, see ya.